Okay, friends, in this lecture, I will tell you about listening tips. In listening section, as you already know that the section is of 40 minutes total, and out of which 10 minutes are given for transferring your answers on your answer sheet. Now, there are two types of IELTS test. If you are giving paper one, then it is of 40 minutes listening, 10 minutes for transferring your answers. So 30 minutes recording will be played. Total is 30 plus 10, 40 minutes. But if you're giving a computer-based test, then no 10 minutes extra provided for transferring your answers, because in a computer-based test, the answers are in front of you and you just have to take, you are only given 2 minutes extra on a computer-based IELTS test in listening section. So this is the difference between your paper-based and computer-based listening test. Okay, now coming to the main point, what you need to know more about your listening section. There are some tips to improve your score. First, you must know that both academic and general training, that is GT, I call at GT IELTS test, students, they take the same listening test. There is no difference for both academic IELTS and GT IELTS listening test. Okay. Now, section 1 is mostly simple one. But as you move on with the test, as the test progresses from section 1 to section 3 to section 4, the difficulty level tends to increase. Okay. Then this is the most important point. 10 minutes. 10 minutes you are given to transfer your answers from your question paper to the answer sheet. I will show you the exact answer sheet at the end of this session, how you have to mark your answers on your listening answer sheet. Now, the accent which is used in IELTS listening test is mostly British or Australian accent when the speakers are speaking on the recordings. And the spellings, mostly you have to follow American spelling or a British spelling. Okay, fine. Uh, one more thing, the recording is played only once. If you miss out any question, don't complain, don't regret. Just move on to your next question. If you can make some good guess, then you write that answer and move on to your next question, because sometimes guesses give you marks, because if they are correct, you will get 1 mark for that question. But don't panic in that situation. Just move on to the next question when you hear the recording. Now, in listening section, you must multitask, because on the one hand, you can read the questions before the recording is played. Then at the same time, when the recording starts, you have to listen to the recording, go to the question and mark your answer on the question paper. So you have to do three things simultaneously. You have to multitask. You have to read the question, you have to listen carefully with concentration, then you have to write the correct answer. Okay. Now always guess if you don't know any answer, because there is no negative marking in listening test. Fine, if it is wrong, it is wrong. And you must try to answer in capital letters on your listening answer sheet. And the second most important point in listening, which in reading also, in listening also, that sometimes with every question, there is a change in condition. Sometimes they may ask you to write the answer for maximum of 2 words, or 2 words and a number, or maximum 3 words, or just 1 word, or a word and a number. So your answer must follow that condition. If you do not follow that condition, your answer will be wrong. Fine. Next. And when you copy your answer from your question paper to the answer sheet, please make sure that your spellings are correct. If your spellings are wrong, although it may sound like the correct answer, then also your answer will be wrong. Fine. Then writing letter or words. For example, if there are three options A, B, C, A is written summer, B is written winter, C is written autumn. Now the question is that you have to write a letter A, B, or C then you don't write. If the correct answer is suppose A, then do don't write summer as your answer. You have to write A on your answer sheet. Fine. If it doesn't say that you don't have to write a letter, then you can write summer on your answer sheet. But if it is given that you have to write a letter and you are writing summer, then your answer is wrong. Always check for the number of words that you are writing, because they may ask you to write only one word again, then you have to write only one word. Another thing you must know that in listening section, sometimes when you listen to the speaker, two persons are speaking, and suppose they are talking about some event to be held tomorrow, and the question is at what time this event will be held. Suppose one author says that uh, is 7 p.m. or is 8 p.m. okay for tomorrow's event, and the second author says yeah, okay. Now you should not write 7 p.m. immediately on your question paper, because sometimes it happens that they change their timings in their future conversation. For example, second author in the next sentence may say that, oh, I forgot that tomorrow at 7 p.m. I have to go to a doctor's appointment. So let it be 8 p.m. So the correct answer will be 8 p.m. because in listening section, you will come across certain situations like this where the author changes the answer at the last point. You have to listen it very carefully at the end to mark the correct answer. And always move on to the next question, because 30 minutes you have to be you have to concentrate very hard on your listening section and keep moving on to the next question. Don't skip back, because the recording will be played only once, and always concentrate. Concentration is the biggest power in your listening section. 30 minutes concentration will get you 40 out of 40 in listening section. Complete 9 band and never panic. Okay. So these are the certain tips which you must keep in mind while you are giving your listening test. Now I will show you, see here the exact answer sheet of listening, or even in general the answer sheet of IELTS test. Here you write your name in capital letter and shade the boxes to indicate the test date, and you have to write your answers here. Don't write anything here or here, only you have to write your answers here, and that also in capital letters. Fine. And you have to write it with a pencil, so that if you change your mind, the answer was not this, it was that. So you can rub it. Always take your rubber and pencil in your test exam, and you can change. Don't cut it. Okay, just rub it and write your answer. Do not write anything in these columns. Okay. So you have to write your answers, listening answers 1 to 40 here. That's it. And your name, your date, you have to write it here. That completes your IELTS listening answers. For example, I have shown you here that someone has written the listening answers like this. Okay, this is also fine, but remember that if you write in capital letters, that make it more clear than if you write in small letters. Now see here, if she or he is writing as door to door with a hyphen, this is considered as a one word. 17th is considered as a one word or a number. But if there is a space 17 October, these will be considered as two words. Okay, now 12:30. Now this is wrong. 12:30 should be colon 30, 12:30. Now if he or she is also asking AM PM, you write AM PM. 12:30 is a single word. Fine. You can cut and write, but it's better to rub it and write your new answer. Okay, so these are the tips for your listening test. Now I will move towards the exact form of types of listening questions that are asked practically, sample test, which are provided in your listening section one by one, and we will discuss how to check those answers. Okay, fine, bye.